Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Today we're taking a look at another game of Rush on what I am now going to call Guilin Peaks. I've been calling it Guilin or Guilin Peaks. I have no idea where I got that from. Must have just been a brain fart. I do not speak Chinese or any form of Mandarin or anything like that, but it makes the most sense in my mind that it would be pronounced Guilin. So we will stick with that. Guilin Peaks. Now, there's a couple funny moments here during this match that I will point out that really has to do with map knowledge. Surprisingly, I have played Rush on this map quite a bit. I don't know, a dozen times, maybe 24 times or so. But as I was playing this, I realized I haven't really played as the attacker very much. For some reason, I always end up in the rotation as the defender. And as the attacker, I realized how little I have map knowledge of this. Because as the defender, you know, what you're doing as far as where you defend and where your choke points are and how you go about defending the MCOMs is very, very clear. And what is also clear is your fallback route when your two MCOMs are destroyed and that stage is finally lost. It's very clear which direction you have to fall back in. But for some reason, you'll see this once we destroy this Bravo MCOM, almost the entire attacking team has no idea where to go, and we lose our momentum for a little while, but we pick it back up in a bit. Now, as with most of my videos concerning Rush, again, I'm going to preach push, push, push. Stay aggressive, stay aggressive, stay aggressive. I'm using the M249 with a suppressor, a hollow sight, I believe the ergo grip, and the 2x magnifier. Now, right here, I don't know if this is just an excellent head glitch spot or if my aim was just terrible. I get a couple of hit markers here, but for as many rounds as I put down range, I put close to 60 rounds down range on that guy. I just could not take him down, so I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna let him go. I was suppressing him, but I didn't want to get tunnel vision and focus on that one single enemy and have someone sneak up behind me. What I was hoping for here was to have the rest of my squad mates spawn on me in that location so that we could make the push towards the Bravo MCOM. But as you can see here, some other squad mates on my team, they were able to arm the Bravo MCOM, and now we're in an excellent position to push up and keep it defended. Now, one thing you will notice here is that I have the Bravo MCOM to my back. That basically means that the defenders have to go through me or have to go through my line of defense before they have even the chance to get near the Bravo MCOM to disarm it. This is an excellent tactic that I highly suggest you use if you play as an attacker on Rush. Once you arm that MCOM, set up a line of defense. Basically set up a kill zone and establish your fields of fire so that defenders have no chance of getting past you and no chance of disarming that MCOM. Because we've all been there where you'll have an MCOM armed, your tickets are down to almost nothing, and you know the MCOM's about to blow, and one guy is able to sneak past you because you didn't set up a proper defense of that armed MCOM, and you know, you lose the game because of that. But right here, this is that funny moment. As you can see, look at my entire team. My entire team, we were trying to run east up through these caves, and we all realize, holy crap, we're going the wrong way. And I think someone in the chat even says, you know, half the team is lost or half the team is going the wrong way. And it was funny because I was expecting the red hatch mark border to fall and allow me to pass, and it just never happened. And then I realized, holy crap, we're just going the wrong way. We have no idea which way to go. Right here, this basically where I am right now, this is where our initial deployment was, and it's where our current deployment pretty much is. The usually Rush maps kind of go in a straight line or kind of a zigzag pattern. The pattern here on Guilin Peaks is a little bit odd, and I think because it's kind of a circular map and the most interesting parts are kind of in the middle of this, especially on Conquest. As you see right here, we have the Alpha MCOM armed. I'm going to go ahead and set up a Claymore, and then I'm going to point my attention toward where I think the attackers are going to be coming from. Now, unfortunately, they can come from many different directions on this second stage. They can come from the caves right here, but they can also come from down the hill to the east, as well as the caves to the north. So you really have to watch, because you can get attacked from 3 sides while you're going for that Alpha MCOM. It's a really, really tough MCOM to get, and it's kind of in the open. I mean, once it only has that cargo container that it's standing against, but other than that, you really don't have a lot of cover. So you have to push that MCOM in force and make sure you have somebody watching your back. It's a good idea to take not only a support player, someone who can drop ammo and someone who can suppress bad guys as they come towards you, but also make sure you've got a medic in your squad who's carrying defibs, because once you go down, you not only, obviously, you're no longer effective in the battlefield because you're essentially out of the game, but you're also not a spawn point for the rest of your squad mates. So it's good to have a medic in your squad, or if you want to run medic yourself. That way you can continue to revive your squad mates during that critical defense of your armed MCOM. But you also provide an additional spawn point for your squad mates, so you can get a sizable force, at least, you know, five squad mates in an area to defend that MCOM, which should be more than enough squad mates to defend a single MCOM, or at least to defend the bomb from being disarmed. Right here, as you'll see, this is an excellent flanking area, because you essentially get behind the enemy. The enemy obviously use these caves to their advantage because they supply great cover. Take out a couple of bad guys by just peeking over the edge of this waterfall. Push up on the Bravo MCOM, get it armed, plant my Claymore. Right here, this is an excellent area to cover this kind of cave system as well. Excuse me. Not only do I have line of sight of some of these approaches right here, but to my right I have line of sight for enemies trying to sneak around the back. Now, it may seem like I'm a little bit exposed here, and in some cases I may be, especially for, say, an airburst or a 320 being arced up over this little hill here. But it really is probably one of the better spots to defend that Bravo MCOM from. Take down the Bravo MCOM, and we are now going to be moving on to the next set of MCOMs here. But first, remember, like I always say, clear out the bad guys from your rear area. Do not leave enemies who are capable of spreading mayhem and chaos to your back. Just take the extra time to clear out your rear area before you start pushing. Because there's always going to be teammates who are going to push the MCOM fast and hard first. So if you just take that extra 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and kind of scout your rear area, make sure that they don't have a spawn beacon, so they can get they can't get a back rage on you, and make sure that you don't have some kind of sneaky recon guy laying low in the brush and basically being a spawn point for his friendlies, so they can get a back rage that way. Just remember to eliminate the enemy from your rear area before you push on. Right here, this area is pretty brutal. It's obviously an interior area, much like Op Locker, you know, obviously, except for it's a natural interior area. This cave system is really tough. There's a lot of dark areas that you can't really see bad guys in. There's a lot of weird sight lines for snipers to kind of head glitch and shoot over rocks while they shoot up into your area. Normally, I would say that you have the height advantage, so you have the tactical advantage. But this is just a really tough area to clear out. And as you can see, I was taking care of bad guys to my right, and a sniper snuck around that corner, dropped me with a headshot to my left. So it's a really tough area to clear out. But as you will soon see, there is another flanking route you can use. And we will spawn on a friendly in a second here. And this flanking route, it's on the right hand side. Put you up right on the Alpha MCOM, which we have armed. but it also gives you plenty of cover inside this little building complex as well. Now remember that all these buildings are destructible, so you can get wiped out pretty easily if a building comes down on you or if a wall comes down on you. But remember to try to get a foothold in this little village area. It will pay off in the end if you can get a foothold here, because the enemy spawns down the hill and kind of behind that where the Alpha and Bravo MCOM are, which means they have to come uphill. Then they have to move through a short kind of field area and through the rice paddy area, which there's not a lot of cover. So if you can get a foothold inside that little village and hole up in those buildings, fire from the windows, fire from the corners, you will absolutely have the advantage on these bad guys. As you can see right here, I'm going to try to circle around using these little tin sheds. Circle around and try to get some shots on the bad guys as they come up the hill. They've defused the Alpha MCOM, but as you see shortly, we will get it armed again. Right here, another excellent area, using cover, moving up slow. But I got a little bit greedy here because I actually turned my back to the defenders' spawn area, which got me shot in the back by 338. The Alpha MCOM is finally armed. Now it's time to dig in and defend it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at some Guilin Peaks Rush. This is the entire Rush map. As you can see, there's lots of spawn areas. It is a tough map to crack, but if you use the routes that I laid out here, flank way wide, use the cave system, flank around the cave system, and remember to just have some map knowledge. Realize that once you take down the first set of MCOMs, you're not just going to plow straight ahead. You actually have to turn all the way around and go back the way you came to attack the second set of MCOMs. So it's kind of unconventional in that way. Racked up the MVP. Had a good round overall. Anyway, guys, my name's Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.